Hi guys, welcome to another video. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about the sequel to Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, which I talked about in my previous video. Now this movie is called Taste the Blood of Dracula. Again, a brilliant or fantastic Christopher Lee Dracula movie. It takes place directly where Dracula's Risen from the Grave is left off, and it's just again adds something different to Christopher Lee Dracula movies. Now, the basic storyline of this is Dracula is actually revived in an old desanctified church, but by virtue of a satanic ritual organised by Lord Courtly, played by Ralph Bates, another brilliant Hammer actor. And basically, these three businessmen, they're somewhat decadent, really. I mean, like they indulge in like going to brothels and that, and they're looking for something like different and way out to sort of like brighten up their what they think are rather boring lives. So anyway, one day we're in the brothel, he encountered this Lord Courtly character, and he says like, would you like to sort of like come into this ritual with me, and sell your soul to the devil. And of course, like they agree to it and that, and then but first, as a precondition, they have to buy a couple of things, which of course are Dracula's items, which had been obtained by Roy Kinnear, a character who actually sees Dracula dying, which happened at the end of Dracula's Risen from the Grave. And he actually witnesses Dracula's destruction. He's impaled on this big giant cross and he's riding around the forest and that. So he gets Dracula's items, and he's sort of like, at first he's a bit reluctant to sell them to these businessmen, but he's eventually cajoled into selling them that. And basically what happens is they have to take Dracula's items to the sanctified church and then basically embark in the ritual at Lord Courtly. Now, Taste the Blood of Dracula is, it's the most appropriate title ever, because in this particular movie, these people who are embarking in this satanic ritual, they have to sort of like drink Dracula's blood. And of course, when they see the disgusting, when Lord Courtly cuts his hand and he actually squeezes his blood into this red powder in the goblets, the three businessmen, they're disgusted and they just won't drink the blood. So basically, they go against Lord Courtly's wishes and they just end up beating him to death and leaving his body in the church. Well, of course, Dracula is revived, through Lord Courtly's body, and then he sort of like goes on revenge for them destroying his servants. So basically, that's the story in a nutshell of Taste the Blood of Dracula. But it's a fantastic, utterly fantastic Hammer horror movie, and Christopher Lee delivers again, perfectly in this movie. We've also got the lovely Linda Hayden in this. As you probably know, she's been in a couple of horror movies and that, and a couple of British comedies and that. Truly a wonderful actress, lovely lady too. And yeah, as I say, it's a fantastic Dracula movie. Hey, especially like the part where after Dracula dispatches each of the three, the three businessmen, by various means, and that he counts the first, the second, the third. Oh, I mean, that's just marvelous Hammer stuff. That, I mean, some people might think that's a bit corny, but I think that adds a certain flavour to the movie, and that, I mean, the way Christopher Lee delivers his lines in such, such tremendous sepulchral tones, and that. I mean, he is the definitive, for me, I've said this many times, he is the definitive Count Dracula. Nobody can match him for playing the evil Count. You can keep all your slushy Twilight and your rubbish like that, pin-up boy vampires. This is the Count Dracula for me. And I know Christopher Lee did eventually tire of reprising the role, but, I just thank God, and I know I'm speaking for a lot of Hammer fans here, just thank God he continued to make the films that he did, because I don't think anybody could have matched him in these movies. But as I can highly recommend Taste the Blood of Dracula. It's a fantastic film. It's a great sequel to Dracula's Risen from the Grave. And yeah, I say if you haven't got it, I'd strongly recommend that you go out and buy yourself a copy. Fantastic movie. Stay safe, guys.